There are many reasons to why entities attach etheric astral implants to a person. I usually refer to them as machinery, as they are etheric tools in which entities use them to fulfill various purposes. For example, in my particular circumstance, the entities attached to me astral or etheric machinery that connected along my spinal cord. This was done after they had lowered my personal power in my body via fracturing my soul. This particular implant I could feel tightening my lower back muscles and making it harder to exert myself physically. As if I tried to get into anything strenuous, the tightening of my lower back and the perception of the weight of the machinery on my spine would restrict me. They also put a device into my coexcys, which coupled with the spinal implant would produce the same effect and restrict me physically, and also energetically block the flow of energy circulating through my chakras. What I also want to get into is an entity's ultimate goal is to always possess you, as well as to ensure restrictions, manipulation, possession, and continued entity attachment for future lives, incarnations you will have, as entity attachments and implants do carry over into future lives and future incarnations. When entities attach machinery to you, they use it to help when trying to take control over your body. With them placing a machine attached to my spine and coexcys, it allowed the entity that had entered my body to ground herself in my spinal cord and my feet to try and have better control over my legs and my ability to stand. Another implant I had was the one that they put into my stomach, which felt like parasites. They inserted them through my belly button, which took time, but because they were taking energy through my repeated relapses in masturbation, they eventually broke through my navel and placed the parasites. This particular implant aided them in controlling my bowels and giving me bellyaches and the runs. It essentially gave them a large amount of control over my bowel movements, and energetically it allowed them to take away the energy in my stomach, which would make me feel weak and cold and unable to do anything. The reason I know it's a parasite is because I would see it in my dreams as some sort of alien thing that made my stomach expand like I was pregnant, and would have two tails that protruded out of my navel, and I tried to pull it out, but the parasite would just attach itself deeper in my body and try not to be pulled out. Another implant that they placed in me was a seal on my third eye. The purpose I believed they did this for was to block me energetically and make sure I could no longer see through my mind's eye and to block my flow of energy through my chakra. They also attached implants in my eyes. This was to attempt to stop me from seeing into the higher dimensions and to try to stop me from seeing them. They also attached a chain connected from my feet and back to some unknown location. This was probably to stop me from having the ability to astral project and leave my body. They also attached a cap to the crown of my head. This was to stop me from putting energies from above my crown into me and to stop me from doing things energetically when the crown chakra is open. It also makes it harder for fractured parts of my soul to come back and reconnect with the top of my head. They also placed a plug into the base of my brain. The purpose of this was to keep themselves attached to me, as etheric astral implants aid entities in maintaining their attachments to you, but was also to aid in possession, as it makes it easier for them to infiltrate your brain and influence your dreams and wakefulness. They also attached energetic pins and nails into my brain, which made me easier for my brain to be manipulated and for them to do energetic stuff like reprogram my mind and reprogram me mentally, and also restrict my awareness and restrict many mental things. They also attached many wires to both sides of my head, which I know was to allow them to send pulses or waves to the back of my head, to remove panels on the head in future incarnations, so they have easier access to your body and brain, as when you are born you do have barriers that stop them from accessing you as easily. These wires and restrictions attached to the sides of my head blocked my awareness and lowered my intelligence and perception. Also, in future incarnations, the attachments can be used as a way to inhibit you, as they won't have as much access to you, as the distance between you and them will have grown and you will have natural barriers to protect yourself. And that's what the implants are there for, to allow them to remain attached to you, not lose track of you, and to maintain influence over you, so they never lose their grip on you, and so you can never escape the matrix soul trap. Ultimately, the negative entities and the archons want to keep you trapped and restricted and never want you to rise in frequency, as this will lead to the implants breaking off of you and you gaining the power to get rid of your negative entity attachments and gaining the ability to lead the matrix soul trap, which they don't want to lose, as you are their precious prisoner that produces loosh for them. And you are also a potential vessel for them to possess and cause havoc on Earth. The main way that you can remove implants, in my experience, is to remove them by force, by learning to manipulate your energy and focusing on those areas in which they are attached to you, or through trauma in some instances, as the stress will cause you to process so much energy that they will break off. There may be energetic practitioners that could possibly help to blow off implants and astral project to you to aid you, but that's the only ways I know of for now. If you have astral implants and don't know it, it's hard to notice at first, but the restrictions will show up in your life, but they can pass off as other medical conditions. Only you will know, and you will know for sure when they break off. Sometimes the astral implants manifest as contractions or tightness in the lower back and spine, and around the eyes, neck and scalp, brain and the third eye. Sometimes it's strange sensations in the back of your head and spine as well. Those are just a few of the things you will feel. I pray that one day humanity will be free from the tyranny of negative entities and the archons. I pray that the day comes when science advances to the point of detecting them so we can defeat them and their implants and truly be free. I pray that day comes. Godspeed.